Well, so what are we gonna do today, Cousin BW?
The same thing we do every day, Melvin. Try to take over the neighborhood. Hey, y'all. Bloodewing here. Back to bring some grumpiness to the internet. Today we have...
Cousin BW, you have got to see this.
Melvin, what are you doing? You know better than to interrupt me while I'm trying to make a video.
I sure am sorry, Cousin BW, I really am. But I'm just so excited. You've got to see this. I got a new business venture for us that's gonna make us a lot of money.
Melvin, just calm down. Calm yourself down. What are you going on about? What do you mean we're gonna make lots of money? What kind of business venture?
Well, it's like this, Cousin BW. You remember Andrew Marlowe, don't you?
When you're seeing her blood, when you're feeling her blood, when you're smelling her blood, when you're tasting her blood.
Of course I remember, period boy. And why are you showing him now? You know he grosses me out. What's your point?
'Cause I done found the perfect match for old Andrew here. I did. She's just perfect for me. It got me to thinking we can start up our own dating matchmaking service that caters exclusively to people that loves women, periods, just like Andrew here, and a girl I found for him. Now all you got to do is just read this into the camera here, and we'll make us a commercial.
Boy, I don't know about this, Melvin, but I'll give it a shot. Let's see here. Hello there, I am Bloodewing here with Melvin, and I'm here to tell you about an exciting new offer for you couples out there that just love women's periods.
Super passionate about a woman on her menstrual cycle.
And if you just love women's periods and the women who have them...
But I was so in love with this woman that I actually kept one of her blood-soiled period pads. Like, I kept it for about 1.5 years after we dated.
Then this is for you. I introduce to you Bloodewing's Emporium of Period Love. What? Period? Look, Melvin, I'm not reading this. I can't do this. Let's just look at what you found.
When you're seeing her blood, when you're feeling her blood, when you're smelling her blood, when you're tasting her blood.
Calm down, Andrew. Let us watch the video.
So if you're a regular reader or you visited my channel before, you may be thinking, why does this chick always talk about her vagina and stuff that comes out of it? When people ask me this, I like to tell them a little story. So about 1 year ago, I landed my first job in social media working in an office in London. The first week I started happened to be the week I got my period. So I was in the office and a couple of symptoms were on show. So for example, it was quite cold and I was literally sweating buckets, you know, things like that. And my male colleagues were like, this new girl's kind of weird, like what's wrong with her or whatever. Normally I wouldn't tell them, or I'd just brush it off or just laugh about it.
Yeah, which is what most normal people would do, at least in mixed company. Tell me, what did you do?
But I got to a point in my life where I thought, why am I still censoring myself, you know? Like, it's so silly at the end of the day. Like, this perfectly normal and healthy thing is happening to my body on a monthly basis, and I feel like I can't talk about it. And, you know, if you don't want to talk about it, that's absolutely fine, but I am not that kind of person. I hate feeling censored, and even if it's just the littlest of things, like I can't stand this feeling. So I took it upon myself and I was like, oh no, actually I'm on my period and I'm having a really rough day.
Alright, sweet thing. It's time to come home to Daddy.
Please, just leave me alone.
Bitch, I said you coming with me. Oh, shit, you must got the devil in you.
I asked you nicely. Now I'm gonna rip your balls off.
And a couple couple of my male colleagues were kind of just like, whoa, 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 we don't need to hear that. And it was just like, okay. And seeing how uncomfortable they got kind of motivated me to try and break down that barrier and, you know, get them talking about it.
Well, of course they didn't want to talk about it, you heifer. What's the matter with you? Look, it's not that men are stupid or prudes. We know very well women have periods. I mean, I've been married, it'll be 34 years next month, and I've raised 2 daughters to adulthood. I know about periods, but it doesn't mean we want to talk about them all the time. I mean, come on. You know, I'm one of them guys, I don't even like seeing feminine hygiene commercials or even erectile dysfunction commercials. They always come while I'm eating, they have the worst timing, and have you ever tried to explain erectile dysfunction to a 6-year-old girl just because she heard it on the commercial while you're watching TV? Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but hey, maybe that's just me. And then you go on, and we're so delighted by their discomfort. This prompted you to just educate them, I suppose?
So every time it was Shark Week, I made a point of letting them know. If you think about it, if your colleague's looking rough or upset, you wouldn't hesitate to ask them how they were doing or, you know, if there's anything I can do to help. Why isn't it the same when you're on your period? So each month I'd be like, oh, it's Shark Week, oh, I'm having such a rough time, or oh, have you got any painkillers? I've got period pains, like little things like this. And eventually they just got used to it. I guess it works in the same way where you're like desensitized to something because you see it so much. And obviously we shouldn't have to desensitize people, but I'm kind of glad that I did.
So she calls that time of the month Shark Week. Wonder why that is, other than the blood. And she just kept continuing. Every time she has a period, she tells her co-workers, even the men. And why can't you? Because it's... people really don't want to hear it, sweetheart. No, it's probably not because you desensitized them. Why they went quiet is they probably figured out you are a real nutcase, and it ain't. They just don't want to trigger you, to set you off.
I don't work there anymore.
You don't? Wow. I wonder why. You had to be such a party to work around.
But towards the end of my stay there, they definitely, I wouldn't say embraced me, but they definitely got used to it. There's a lot of people out there who claim they don't mind hearing about it, but then they'll have this weird attitude. It's like, oh, you know, as long as you're not going around announcing it. And it's just like, but why aren't we announcing it? It's so common for us to be like, oh, I just need to go to the toilet, or oh, I need to take a piss. Why is it not the same for a period? It's like, I want to live in a world where I can just be like, oh, I got my period today, and nobody is like gagging in a corner or something. Like, it's just so ridiculous to me. I will never understand why people are so weird about it. And honestly, like, if you're gonna act weird and grossed out around me, it's only gonna motivate me further to keep talking about it.
You seriously don't get why people don't want to talk about it, and you equate it to people announcing that they have to go to the restroom. Well, that may be true, but they normally tell you that, you know, what they did and every little thing about what happened while they were in the bathroom? Well, yeah, with my guy friends I might, and with your girlfriends you might, but that's the whole point. Guys don't want to hear about this, and girls don't want to hear about guys' problems. You know, they don't want to hear about the same things you talk amongst yourselves. It's just common courtesy in polite company to not talk overmuch about your period in front of people that aren't even your family. They just don't care, woman. They started going along with you just to get you to shut up, and you are too stupid to even realize it.
Well, maybe since she thinks it's all right to talk about this stuff in public, maybe she'd want to hear me tell her about the dump I took earlier today.
No, Melvin.
But it was a really nice dump. I mean, it just cooled around Savannah. I was so proud.
I said no, Melvin.
But it was really pretty. It even had corn in it and everything, Cousin BW.
Melvin, will you please just shut up? Let's go on.
So after a few months of me announcing my period to the entire office, some of my male colleagues changed their tune. My closest male friend there went from jokingly like gagging and covering his ears to casually asking me like, oh, is it Shark Week again, when he saw I was struggling in the office. There was also another time where it was just me and a few women in the office and we were all talking about our periods. I think a couple of us were on our periods at the same time and I was just like, oh my god, we're syncing up, that's so cool. And one of my friends was like, oh, I didn't know that like that happened. So we were talking about it and quite in depth, and one of the guys was like, this is gross, why the fuck are we talking about this?
Yeah, I'm with him.
And my friend, who I had recently kind of got him to embrace this kind of talk, he actually cut in before I could even say anything and was just like, you know, it's a perfectly normal thing, mate, we don't have to deal with it, it's actually quite interesting, you should listen to them. And this was the last thing I expected to happen, and I was actually really taken back. I was just like, yes, go on. And it just made all my crazy in-depth period talk worth it, you know? I had some influence on someone, I managed to change someone's attitude towards it.
No, I reckon you just beat him into submission.
I think, honestly, this is the way we're gonna change attitudes. Just talk about it. Don't shut up about it. I will literally talk about my vagina and my period to anyone who will listen. At the end of the day, I don't want to work in a place where I feel like I can't be myself, and talking about things that affect me is, you know, something I like to do. And if the guys in the office can talk about how hungover they are or how injured they are from playing football or something, then I should be able to talk about what my uterus is doing to me or how my body's in so much pain.
So you equate typical office chit-chat, typical banter about odds and ends or even sports, which maybe bores you, I suppose, to talking about a bodily function that no one really wants to hear about? Like I said, men aren't stupid. They know about women's periods. They know what it's about, and they know what it does to them. Maybe we can't feel the pain, but we're aware of it. We just don't want to talk about it. I don't know why that's so hard for you to understand and accept. I think Melvin's perfectly right. I think you're a perfect match for Andrew.
The men in my office can talk about things that affect them, why can't I do the same? So like I mentioned in my past video, this is just the way I've always been. It's never really occurred to me that some people might not really like what I'm saying, or they don't want to hear what I have to say. And I guess, like, on the surface, that could make me a bit of a dickhead, but
you think?
But I don't really see it that way, you know? All I want to do is educate people. I don't want to live in a world where women feel like they have to censor themselves. And if you think about it, what harm am I doing? All I'm telling people about is what's happening to my body, what's happening to other people out there. And the amount of people who are just like, wow, Tara, I never knew that before, or oh my god, thank you, somebody gets it. It's so rewarding just going out and talking to people. Yeah, there you go. That's why I talk about my period so much. I hope this video has inspired you to go out and tell someone about your period. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I've said this time and time again, but it's not just women who menstruate, and if women alone already feel alienated and scared and confused, how do you expect anyone else with a vagina to feel comfortable and safe?
Oh, I don't even want to know your theory on women aren't the only one that menstruate. Don't even want to know how you explain that. Anyway, in case you all think that I'm over-exaggerating with this chick, if you go to her channel, there's over 90% of her videos that she's got up are about her period. She has vlogs on her period. She has advice on sex during her period. She has period positivity, whatever the heck that is. Yeah, check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. Yeah, her and Andrew are a perfect match.
I'm super passionate about a woman on her menstrual cycle.
Calm down, Andrew.
When you're seeing her blood, when you're feeling her blood, when you're smelling her blood, when you're tasting her blood.
Andrew, settled down.
But I was so in love with this woman that I actually kept one of her blood-soiled period pads. Like, I kept it for about a year and a half after we dated.
Melvin.
I'm on it, cousin BW.
Thanks, Melvin. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. And remember, as always, get out of my yard.